Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to another splendid game of StarCraft 2. This one is being played between Root KiWiKaKi, he is the orange Protoss, down here in the bottom left of Blistering Sands, a map that will soon be sunk into obscurity with all these new maps coming out for the GSL, MLG, and the Blizzard Ladder map pool. I don't think Blistering Sands will survive much longer, but his opponent right now is Evil Genius's StrifeCro. And you may be thinking, hey, they already used StrifeCro, and hey, they shouldn't be able to do that. But guess what? In the SGL Clan War rules, they actually have a revive available, so EG actually used it on StrifeCro, bringing him back from the dead, so to speak, to play against Root KiWiKaKi. Now that the series score is 3-2 in favor of Evil Geniuses, StrifeCro just has to beat KiWiKaKi right here to secure victory for his clan, Evil Geniuses. And that's basically the story. Some people might ask, why didn't they revive Idra? And I would also ask that. I actually don't know why they didn't just revive Idra and give him a second shot at Root KiWiKaKi, but they picked their other Zerg player, StrifeCro, to try and do the same job. Kind of an interesting pick by Evil Geniuses, but either way, it should be a great PvZ here on Blistering Sands, and like I said, with new maps like Typhon Peaks and Backwater Gulch and Shattered Temple and all this stuff, maps like Blistering Sands, which have been long viewed as imbalanced or unfun, will be going to the wayside. They will be disappearing from tournaments, they will be disappearing from the ladder, of course, and you really just won't see them very much. The fact that it's still being played is only because SGL set their rules long before the ladder map actually changed, before the ladder pool actually changed, I should say. So Blistering Sands, Scrap Station, Lost Temple instead of Shattered Temple, all those fun maps are still in the map pool. Desert Oasis is the only one I think that isn't in the map pool anymore on anything, anywhere. I love Desert Oasis, by the way. I would gladly play that on the ladder. But KiWiKaKi doing a good job here, setting his rally on his probe, defending this natural spawn point from StrifeCro's hatchery. He's protecting the ground, trying to keep it creep-free as much as possible, but StrifeCro, of course, using his claws to try and get him out of there. Finally, he may have chased them away long enough, but didn't have enough minerals to drop a hatch anyway, so KiWiKaKi finally giving up on that. He said, alright, StrifeCro, it's been long enough, you can drop your hatchery if you want, but StrifeCro faked him out. He said, I don't want a hatch. I've already got my Speedling build in progress. And that's kind of interesting because he actually did build his spawning pool first, then extractor, and then decided, you know what, I'm not going to build a hatchery just yet. I'm going to get a queen, I'm going to get some zerglings, and we'll see what I want to do later. But KiWiKaKi just drops right by here again, sees that there's no hatchery, and he's like, alright, cool, maybe I successfully played with his head long enough to actually keep him from dropping a hatchery at all. Cybernetics core coming up from KiWiKaKi. He does have a second gas already completed though, so we'll see what his tech choice will be. StrifeCro with 0 gas right now as he gets his metabolic boost upgrade started. Now he drops his hatchery just a moment ago at 21 supply, 4 minutes into the game. Not sure how much KiWiKaKi actually altered of the game with his hero probe. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the effects of all these timings are quite soon. Right now, Zergling speed about halfway done. KiWiKaKi back at his base, getting that warp gate tech, of course. Still chrono boosting out probes. Should be ahead on workers. Yes, he is. 23-17, and this, of course, contributed by these drones actually having to turn into the buildings that they make and chrono boost, making probes come out even faster. So Protoss is going to have that worker advantage basically every game PvZ. Gateways number 2 and 3 coming along. Gateway number 4 coming along. So it looks like we may see a repeat of what we just saw on Metalopolis against Idra. Might be going for 4-gate, expand, additional tech. After that, we'll have to see what StrifeCro does differently this time around than his teammate, colleague, E.G. Idra. So now Zergling speed is done. Hatchery is going to be done quite soon. There's already a queen ready and waiting to do a nice larva inject. We see a roach warren coming up in StrifeCro's main on the production tab, and we just saw it a second ago in its drone morphing form. Looks like a little snot bubble on top of the creep. Queen does another larva inject right on time. Good move there by StrifeCro. I'm just going to glance at APM just for the heck of it. Oh my goodness, those are much higher than I expected actually. KiWiKaKi at 186, StrifeCro at 161. Both of these guys were Warcraft 3 players, and they are actually usually much lower APM than a StarCraft Brood War or StarCraft 2 only player. And the fact that their APMs are that high is quite astonishing. Of course, APM is not the best measure of skill or anything like that, and a player with 1,000 APM may not necessarily beat a player with 40 APM. It's just something to look at to know a little bit more about the guys in this game. StrifeCro is actually a top-rated Warcraft 3 2v2 player with Evil Genius's Axe Lab, not a 1v1 player. KiWiKaKi was a top-rated Warcraft 3 player. He played in tournaments and stuff as a 1v1 player. So both of these guys actually should know each other for quite a long time now from that Warcraft 3 scene. KiWiKaKi moving across the map with a lot of sentries and zealots. We saw this in that same formation against Idra not long ago, and choke points are your friend when force fields are your biggest ally. Of course, Guardian Shield's not really going to be much use here against a single Roach and a Queen. And a Spinecrawler. Actually, maybe it will be. But force fielding the ramp, he knows exactly how many units he's going to have to kill here. Moves right in, kills off that Overlord. StrifeCro actually had some Speedlings hidden, running in from the back, and we do see a Guardian Shield going up against that Queen, Roach, and couple of Spinecrawlers here. So good move by KiWiKaKi. Of course, he had plenty of energy left to be able to do that. He's actually going to back out of there, as these sentries actually take about 1.5 years to kill each Spinecrawler, so it's not really worth it for him to continue this attack. He did actually do a lot of damage there. Let's look at the units lost for efficiency's sake. 700 resources lost for StrifeCro, only 350 lost for KiWiKaKi. Burrow coming up for StrifeCro, Robotics Facility coming up for KiWiKaKi. So it looks like he's going to be just fine in case Burrow does take a large role in this game. All he needs is an observer to tag along with his army, or an observer over his mineral line. He should be good to go. KiWiKaKi actually should probably be transferring some probes, but his nexus is not quite complete just yet. Let's look at the harvester count. 35 harvesters for KiWiKaKi. Of course, chrono boosting workers still this far into the game. StrifeCro has had a second hatchery up, but with that little attack, he may have lost some drones. Let's see what he transitions into now. Looks like Roach Speed and Burrow both being researched. No Roaches being built, though, although that does seem to be his unit of choice for ZVP. We'll see what happens as we continue a little further into this game. KiWiKaKi starting to move once again with some sentries and stalkers. I almost called the stalkers Roaches for some reason. I got Roaches on the brain, just cast a couple of ZVZs, and now we see more Roaches from StrifeCro, but either way. KiWiKaKi just posturing, really, not actually moving in for any sort of attack. Which player's in control of the Zelnaga Towers? It looks like StrifeCro did have this one for a moment until KiWiKaKi ended that nonsense, and he still has this one over here, so he sees StrifeCro's Roaches kind of dancing around on the edge of the creep. He knows that the creep is coming for him. He knows these Roaches are on the way. They are probably going to stop and kill off this Zealot. Free Zealot, why not? Might as well take control of that Zelnaga Tower. So KiWiKaKi running to the back so he can have the Zelnaga Tower as long as possible, but of course that's not going to do him any good, and the Zealot goes down. KiWiKaKi, oh, okay, so he's baiting the Roaches to the back so he could force field and score some free Roach kills. But Burrow goes down, but the Observer's right here, so StrifeCro is going to lose these Roaches regardless. Their health goes up very, very quickly, but he's not going to be able to save these. They are going to have to unburrow and try and do some damage at least. And KiWiKaKi actually scoring some nice Roach kills. All he had to do was send a Zealot to the back of this platform to bait them up the ramp. Such a good move. Oh my goodness. I saw that and honestly thought, okay, that's doing nothing. And then 10 seconds later, KiWiKaKi just showed why he is so good at this game. His unit control is unmatched. And StrifeCro paid the price there for going up that ramp and killing off that Zealot with all of his Roaches instead of just, say, 2 Roaches. And we see Tunneling Claws coming up for StrifeCro, so he's still sticking with that motif. Missile attacks level 1. He's going to make his Roaches as surly and brutal and strong as they possibly can. And Destructible Rocks going down for both players, each one of them looking to take this gold base as their third mining base. Right now, let's look at the Harvester count again. Might as well. 54 against 41. KiWiKaKi in a very solid lead right here. And Extended Thermal Lances and a Colossus being built right now. This is going into the mid-game now. KiWiKaKi knows what formation he likes. Lots and lots of Stalkers after he gets those Sentries and Zealots, and they can get enough energy to drop some nasty, nasty force fields. Colossi are the best complement. And StrifeCro has not built a Spire yet, so no Corruptors are going to be anywhere in the entire game, I should say. I was going to say anywhere in the area, but really that's kind of vague. There will be no Corruptors just yet. That's basically what I wanted to say. So this Colossus is going to be huge for KiWiKaKi, of course, with the combination of all these force fields. StrifeCro could be in trouble, but now he's breaking down the Destructible Rocks in Kiwi's main base. Kiwi is going to respond to this. He has a pylon right here, seeing that health go down, so he's going to just attack from the back before the rocks get finished off, and StrifeCro is on the run. Force field goes down. One little thing that should help StrifeCro: Tunneling Claws allows Roaches to burrow underneath force fields and run away. StrifeCro also spotting this gold base here. KiWiKaKi does not know about the gold base of StrifeCro. If you take his vision, all you hear is bases under attack by a single Roach. And these cannons, of course, will provide detection for these 2 Zealots and Stalker to actually kill off that Roach. We have another little engagement here. StrifeCro burrowing and trying to run away. Force field dropped by KiWiKaKi. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or if he, I don't know what happened there, but obviously did not need to drop the force field unless they unburrowed. And with this Roach speed, he's going to scuttle right in here and try and kill something. He's getting all the way into the probe line, so KiWiKaKi does need to run his probes away. I don't think he's going to be fast enough to save all of them. There he does actually move them away. StrifeCro doing another attack up there at the gold base, trying to focus on 2 spots at once. KiWiKaKi just moving his entire army here, trying to keep up with these Roaches. Cannons providing detection once again, but once this cannon goes down, they will be able to burrow. There's the observer here for KiWiKaKi above his army, so he should still be fine. Most likely going to be able to wipe out all these Roaches, but not before they do some decent damage to the mineral lines of KiWiKaKi's main and natural. Colossi still in good shape, no corruptors anywhere, still have not seen a Spire on that production tab. Missile attacks level 2 coming for StrifeCro, but he's going to lose all those attacking Roaches. Now if we look at the Harvester count, KiWiKaKi is still in the lead, 42 to 40. So those attacks did do a lot of damage, but he lost so many Roaches in the process that units lost still in KiWiKaKi's favor here. StrifeCro doing another 2-prong attack. I don't imagine he's going to get much done here. There's a lot of detection and damage from all these Stalkers. KiWiKaKi should be able to defend against that. StrifeCro is actually going to burrow and run away while he continues to attack here in KiWiKaKi's main. So it's 2 armies against 2 armies. KiWiKaKi with a great setup here. Observer overhead following these burrowed Roaches, no big deal at all. The Colossi with their great range, going to be able to shoot from afar. StrifeCro barely saves these 4 Roaches, and he's back at it up here on the top, but there's a lot of Stalkers here doing bonus damage against armored units. And armor upgrades for KiWiKaKi about to finish, +2 level, plus Zerg missile attacks level 2 is what I'm trying to say, for StrifeCro about halfway done. So he is slightly ahead on the upgrade game. Overseer in the air for StrifeCro in case any cloaked Dark Templar or something like that come out for KiWiKaKi. I don't really expect that to happen at all. But StrifeCro is attacking this gold base with his entire army. Will he be able to do the damage he needs to and destroy this Nexus? So far it doesn't look good. KiWiKaKi has a lot of Stalkers here and his main army on the minimap also moving toward this gold base to try and defend it. Cannon goes down. This is going to be the last of the detection going down here, but I don't see an observer with this army right now. KiWiKaKi is temporarily unavailable with detection, so these Roaches... wait, there is an observer. Okay, so KiWiKaKi's just fine. Let me just change everything I just said. That observer did float in there, and those Roaches did eat it as a result. So now, Harvester count still way in KiWiKaKi's favor. StrifeCro did take that gold base a long time ago, but just has not been able to make it pay off. He's got these 2 cloaked Roaches, not cloaked Roaches, burrowed Roaches near the mineral line of KiWiKaKi's high yield. But the army supply is totally in KiWiKaKi's favor right now, 142 against 127. Here we see Roaches trying to come in again. Photon cannons being dropped once again to act as detectors against these burrowed Roaches. StrifeCro really has not changed up his strategy at all, and he should be realizing soon that Roaches are not going to be the game saver for him. Even if he continues to upgrade them, he'll need a hive to get more upgrades. He's building lots and lots of Roaches, but KiWiKaKi honestly has everything he needs to defend against them. He's got observers, he's got stalkers, he's got colossi with their excellent range. He doesn't need much else. He even has guardian shields and force fields available in case the Roaches do actually unburrow and try to do some damage. So KiWiKaKi really just has a Protoss death ball right now. StrifeCro just trying to do harassment damage as much as he can up on this gold base while KiWiKaKi's army is out of position. I'm going to drop this tab so we can see everything going on here. We'll watch StrifeCro in the picture-in-picture while we watch KiWiKaKi just rip apart this undefended gold base, no problemo. Looks like we're getting into a small sort of base trade scenario, although the favor is totally in KiWiKaKi's court. StrifeCro not even able to kill off that Nexus just yet before all the probes run away. It looks like he will actually manage to be able to destroy it, but KiWiKaKi is on a death march now towards StrifeCro's natural. StrifeCro dropping a base at a 3rd location way up in the top of the map. Nexus goes down for KiWiKaKi, but he is still on the move. Army supply 156 against 123. StrifeCro's not going to be able to defend this base unless he pulls his entire army back from KiWiKaKi's natural. You can see those units spilling in there towards KiWiKaKi's natural, and he is just going to rip through this natural hatchery, dropping a force field on the ramp, going to protect everything, protect his army from any reinforcements. StrifeCro losing that natural. StrifeCro not doing enough damage of his own at KiWiKaKi's base. KiWiKaKi needs to hide a pylon somewhere just in case, but I think KiWiKaKi is going to be just fine. Now he's returning to his base to actually defend against everything, so we'll switch now to StrifeCro, trying to do some damage in KiWiKaKi's main base. There actually were a lot of stalkers there to help defend, might lose this natural nexus, but it won't matter because KiWiKaKi's still got the huge army advantage. Here he blinks in, starting to do some damage to these roaches that run away as quickly as they can. He's still trying to gun down this nexus, still focusing it down. Maybe if he kills that nexus, the game won't be totally over, but KiWiKaKi's still just shredding through everything. He's got both sides of these roaches totally covered with tons and tons of Blinkstalkers on one side, ranged Colossi on the other. All these roaches bite the dust, and now we see the army count 149 against 34, Harvesters 53 against 21. StrifeCro effectively has 0 army, and he GG's out of there. So KiWiKaKi just won 2 games in a row for Root Gaming, taking the series to 3-3. The next game, whoever Evil Geniuses picks, will be the Clan War decider. It's going to be KiWiKaKi against somebody from Evil Geniuses, and that will be the end of the Clan War. So let's go see the stunning conclusion of the SGL Clan War between Root Gaming and Evil Geniuses.